That's what it is in Pittsburgh. And the reason why they're waiting for Aaron Rodgers is because Mason Rudolph, they've been there and they've done that. I'm sure he would say, listen, if Aaron Rodgers stays in Malibu, I'll prove myself right for the umpteenth time for this franchise. But they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers because he's Aaron Rodgers, and if he catches lightning in a bottle, like his last few years in Green Bay as MVP, which the Jets were hoping to get and didn't for many obvious reasons, the question is will he be able to do it? But the reason why they're waiting for him is because he might. It's better than what they currently have. And maybe they catch the lightning in a bottle. Dan Quinn coming up. Right? So that's why they're waiting for him. This is very all un-Steelers-like. It really is.
Big time. Mm-hmm.
It's un-Steelers-like to say, we're cool waiting for you to work through whatever you're working through as long as we feel like you're coming. I mean, you know what Steelers like is what Cam Hayward said on his pod that we made fun of him for, because he said, I don't know why everyone was, so up in arms of what I had to say, like I'm calling out Aaron Rodgers. Cam, I said it to you on your own podcast. When you say we're the Pittsburgh Steelers, either you want to play for us or not, that sounds like you're telling somebody, either you poop or get off the pod. And that sounds Steelers-like. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to play for us? Make your decision ready. Mm-hmm. And you know what's un-Steelers-like? You know what we're going to do is we're going to take yet another wide receiver that we draft superbly, and even though he's got 1 year left and he's incredibly affordable, we're going to send him out. And without the quarterback plan fully in place, we're going to go trade for another wide receiver and pay him $30 million a year. That's un-Steelers-like. But that's the situation that they were in. And I think it's tough for Steelers fans like YL to wrap their head around it. They're going to wait for Rodgers. They have basically been told, essentially, from what I've been told, it's going to happen. And what do they need him here for now? Show up in the summer. And if he looks rusty his first couple of games, because I imagine he's not going to play a single lick in preseason. Maybe they'll give him a series here or there just to knock some rust off.
Then how do you build rapport with your receivers and timing?
I don't know. Then it'll be like, well, the Steelers waited too long for the guy.
Stay tuned for Overreaction Monday, the first couple weeks of the regular season.
We will see them. We will see them in Dublin, Ireland.
Will we see them in Dublin?
I don't know. Oh. The NFL, we will see them on NFL Network in Dublin, Ireland in week 3. And by then, all the rust should be knocked off, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, true.
Unless he doesn't come. Unless the Saints call him up, and he's like, you know what? That might be, I don't know why it would speak to him better.
Playing inside
that's not like one last run around the NFL, one last orbit around the NFL with a chance to win a ring. That looks like Pittsburgh, and I think the Steelers know it. So, NFL news over the weekend, there was quite a bit of that. Derek Carr retires from the National Football League. He made, I have it here, $1 gajillion in his tenure.
Yeah, north of $200 million.
And he made one playoff game.
Good work if
appearance,
you can get it.
And he did not win it. Although that was the year Joe Burrow and the Bengals made the Super Bowl, and their first game was against the Raiders in Cincinnati. That was when Rich Bisaccia was their interim head coach, and they made the playoffs and gave the Bengals a scare. Carr had an opportunity towards the end of the game in the red zone, threw an interception to end the game. And that was the end of it for his Raiders tenure, essentially. McDaniels comes in, and yada, yada, yada. Carr was sent home right in time for Christmas after losing a Christmas Eve game that I was calling for NFL Network in Pittsburgh. And then he winds up in New Orleans. And that just wound up disappointing, where the Saints didn't get his services almost half the time, it felt like. And he decides, as we know, that we found out over the weekend he's going to retire. And that was basically a $10 million move by him. He was owed 40. The Saints essentially, from what I'm understanding, told him, you get to keep 10 of your bonus, and the $30 million that we owe you otherwise, we get to keep. And if you have a problem with that, we come after the 10. And I guess he decided, you know what? End of the day, I'll take the 10. And retirement, and goes home to his family. And I'm assuming that will be it. Although he let him, I don't know. You never know in these days anymore. I know there's a $10 million bag that he's going to put in his account that the Saints will basically, like a chess move, keep their finger on that piece. And then when he doesn't play anymore, they'll take their finger off it. But crazier things have happened in the NFL. I have no idea if he's going to sit out a year and then come back, because somebody's going to give him a call when they're going to get desperate. And that team will always get desperate.
Yep.
Always. And there's always negotiating. Yeah, well, we'll pay the Saints off, and then you'll make less money for us, but we'll pay the Saints off. I mean, these things happen. Or you pay the Saints off if you want to keep playing. I don't know. But one year, if you recall, he did lead the Raiders to a playoff season for Jack Del Rio's Raiders in Oakland, and wound up getting hurt, breaking his leg, and not being able to make the playoff start. So he really had 2 playoff seasons, but only 1 playoff start in his entire career. And he's now retiring and gets a $10 million Fleur-de-Lis gold watch to head off into retirement. And I guess we look forward to future cars making the NFL.
Who's next?
I don't know. I guess look at his family chart.
Only 34 years old. I think I'd be shocked if he's played his last game, but stranger things have happened.
Now that leaves the Saints with 3 quarterbacks there. Okay, Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, and the guy they just drafted, Tyler Shuck. And that's the quarterback competition. And one would think they're going to have to sign a veteran quarterback there in New Orleans. I mean, if they don't do that, that's a quarterback room that is going to be young, green, and potentially unwinning. See, I went better than just saying losing. Because you never know. Tyler Shuck came on